Oh shit, my bad. Hello. This is the generic paranormal show with your host KD and fill-in host Brandon
Not
Cooper.
Austin. Not Austin.
My other best friend, Austin and Brandon are my best friends. In case you guys didn't know that,
It's my
and
buddy.
they both have been a uh, force of good when it comes to making this podcast.
We we lost
There
you.
we go.
There we
I
are.
hit my mic off button. They have been a very very what's the word I'm looking for? Very
Integral.
integral. No, yes, okay. They are an part integral part of the show, I guess. I want to say
That'll
detrimental, but it's
but
not
detrimental.
detrimental. That's
Detrimental.
like a negative effect.
Right.
Okay, so they have been let's see, constructive. No, not constructive. Hell, who cares? They're
Okay,
all
I'm
right.
looking up.
They're all right.
I'm
They
look.
help with the podcast. Austin will be joining us whenever he can.
I
Um,
think I just heard him click in.
as you know, we've dealt with before. Austin is in the Ohio boondocks. Hey, Austin, is there like a cool place you could go to stream, like a haunted place that's got, it's just once a week, I thought about doing it too. Like
I mean,
this got like a solid internet, that way, yeah, because I know it's not your fault. You're just out in the middle of freaking nowhere.
well, I just restarted all my shit, and now everything's good.
Oh
Seems
yeah, yeah, no, you're good. Oh yeah, you're good. We're not even gonna discuss how good you are because we
well. It
don't want
was
to
weird
ruin it.
because it was weird because like my entire like my phone said like I didn't have internet anymore. Like it was just completely cut off. It was like what the freak? So I like restarted my phone, restarted laptop, and now everything seems to be a lot better.
Are you running off your router? Your
We'll
your
see,
Wi-Fi router?
right? My mobile hotspot. I don't have internet out
Oh,
here, dude.
dude, how much is your internet out there?
I mean, if I get satellite internet, um, I mean, shoot, I don't know how much
Probably like 100 something bucks a month or something.
HughesNet
What's that
Gen
mean?
5 is.
HughesNet sucks.
Or
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
whatever.
but it might be a stable, or I mean, you could just drive right into Bryan somewhere to one of your locations. It's got like
We
maybe Father John's or something.
we can get him Starlink.
Starlink sucks. I heard even worse.
Yeah,
Oh really?
I could.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure, and it probably depends on where you're at. But I mean, Elon, respect, but I've heard things, and it's super expensive, and it's only good for Wi-Fi. Like, there's no hard
Yeah.
line plugins to it or anything. So, I mean, I'm sure you could do something.
Yeah.
There's probably extra gear you could get, but the gear, I want to say it was like 600 bucks that you have to pay for what, like, it's not installments and shit either. So, but
Right.
anyway, that's kind
Anyways.
of a segue us into our first part of our discussion, which is conspiracies. And
Ooh.
Austin, I know we talked about talking about haunted objects, and
Yeah.
we are.
Oh,
So
yeah, that too.
we've got quite the little random lineup, uh, generic random lineup of paranormal topics. We're gonna talk about some
The
paranormal
generic shit.
conspiracies. A little bit of we're gonna spill a little bit of tea, a little bit of paranormal tea. Talk a little bit of paranormal tea. Uh, we're going to cover just some weird shit that's been going on in the world today. What's going on in the world today? People fighting, feuding, looting. It's okay. Okay. That was my Vivek Ramaswamy fail. Remember when he rapped the Eminem song? Eminem got pissed about it.
Yeah, I
It's
do
like, come on,
remember
man,
that.
Eminem, come on, bro, get just lighten up, dude. Lighten up, dude.
I like
Yeah.
Rami though. He was a funny dude.
Who?
Yeah, I know.
Who? You like who?
Anyways,
Vivek?
Rami or Vivek
Vivek.
Ramaswamy.
It's Vivek like cake.
Yeah, I
Vivek.
thought he was all right. I didn't.
Vivek like cake. I love Vivek. I think
Oh, isn't he?
he's
Oh,
about one of the
see, that's
most.
how into it I
Now,
am.
the only problem with Vivek is he ain't been around long enough, right? Like all these other people been around, you know, like literally everybody in Washington is career politicians, right? I mean, that's what they live for. That all they care about is you know, Washington D.C. and you know, appeasing each other, right? I guess as long as they vote whatever their constituents wants, occasionally that keeps them in office. Uh, Term limits, all that stuff, because the old boomers need to go. No offense against boomers, but it's a new world. If you don't know what the internet is or how it works, you should probably not. You should probably just step aside and let somebody with a younger, fresher take come in. Except for some people, I think they're brilliant.
Yeah.
Some older people I think are brilliant, and I don't think, and it's not Biden. So, anyways, back to the news.
Moving on.
Back to the paranormal news. And I do plan on making a I do plan on. I don't generally talk about politics. You know, in my paranormal stuff, because you know, it's become such a hot button issue. It's like you can't people can't be friends anymore and be on both sides of the aisle. You know what I mean? And I find that to be ridiculous. And it's not me. It's not like I've lost lots of friends because I'm not even like a Republican, dude. I hate most Republicans. I think they're all pansies. I think they're all suckers. They're all pansies. I believe all the Democrats and the Republican neocons are all in it together. They're all in it together to get us into war with Russia for whatever reason. But I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm sorry. God dang it. I cannot avoid it. But you know what? I'm serious. And here's let me tell you why. No. Let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Everybody talks right. No. Everybody talks. Everybody gets all you know. Oh, well, let's back off. But you know what? I seen a dude, and I ain't gonna name no names. I seen a politician in the Senate the other day, and it sounded like a threat that if we don't do what they want us to do, that they were going to send our sons and daughters to fight and die in a war in Ukraine against Russia. And I feel like that's a threat. Now, I have a son and a daughter. My son's 10 years old. He will be drafted if they do that. And you know what? That's when it starts hitting close to home. When you start threatening to send my children to fight a war that's not ours, that makes me mad. And I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I may lose I may lose followers. I may lose all that, and I really don't freaking care. If you feel like you're willing to send your children to fight and die a war that's not ours, hey, and you don't like what I just said, then feel free to you know, like I'm sorry I offended you. Actually, I'm not sorry I offended you. I'm sorry that it's unfortunate that offends you, and you know, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that because that hits home. You know, I love my son, and I think of Vietnam. I think of Vietnam. You know what I mean? I think of Vietnam, and used to be back in the day, everybody like bagged on the draft dodgers, right? Why wouldn't you
Mhm.
dodge the draft? Why wouldn't you? I mean, why?
Go to jail,
Most people didn't
I
know where
guess.
Vietnam was on a map. They never really even heard of it, right? And next thing you know, they're getting a letter saying you're going to fight in Vietnam, and that was a terrible war, dude. And
My grandfather being one of them.
right, yeah, yeah. My grandfather was in World War II and Vietnam, and my dad actually, my biological dad that I found out later on. I never knew him. He died when I was 5, and I never knew. I thought somebody else was my father, and he wasn't he was a terrible human being, abusive, alcoholic, whatever you name it. Um, he was the epitome of evil, in my opinion, and still is to this day, even after he's dead. I didn't shed a tear after he died, but like it's just so ridiculous that we would even consider letting these politicians threaten us the way they do. But anyway, I'm gonna get kicked off social media if I don't watch out.
So let's
Um,
segue into
let's
conspiracy.
segue this
There's a
right
lot of
on into
conspiracies going
AI
on.
because AI, I believe, is okay. You've been hearing
An
recently in the
equally terrible problem, but less offensive
no, an equally terrible problem. Uh, it may be less
and
offensive
less offensive.
because most people don't know the implications, or they haven't thought because they have normal lives. They're just trying to go to work. They're trying to do their thing. They're trying to take care of their kids. They're trying to do
Mhm.
this, that, and the other. And when it comes down to it, and they say, hey, you have to adopt AI into your life, and this, that, and the other, or whatever other crazy laws you have to adopt into your life. Like you're either going to do that, or like, we're just gonna, maybe an audit, maybe a tax audit, maybe an IRS audit, maybe your VA check is late, and then your home mortgage doesn't get paid, and then the snowball starts, and then next thing you know, basically your life's been ruined because you've said the wrong thing. And everybody, that may sound hyperbolic, but look at China. Social credit scores, all this stuff. This is where it's going, and AI is facilitating all that. Yes, it is, dude.
I don't
You
know.
really don't. Yeah, yeah. AI is
I know.
facilitating
I
all
said I
this. A
know.
facial,
I
oh,
know.
you said okay. I'm sorry. Facial recognition, right? Even Amazon, the people who are like one of the um, leading tech companies that is developing AI facial recognition, says that it is not even close. We're probably a decade away from being able to use that in the court of law. Yet people are trying to use it in the court of law. China, they really don't care if you say it's not the science, the tech isn't there or not. Follow the science. That's what I've been hearing for the past 5 years, right? It seems like the science, like,
Mhm.
is made up day by day. That's a problem. You know what I mean? That's kind of a problem. When Neil deGrasse
Yeah.
Tyson, when Neil deGrasse Tyson comes out, when he's presented with a question, I'm not even going to say what the topic of the question was, but when he's presented with a question that basically deals with basic human biology and anatomy, right? He said you know what his answer is? Why do you care? Well, 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 because it's it's a science, it's science, it's the world we live in, it's the natural world we live in, and you know, you were supposed to be the voice of reason. You were supposed to be the spokesperson for all the smart people in the world, right? And I feel like the algorithm has captured him. The algorithm controlled by the AI. AI
Mm.
collects all this data from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't even get me started on TikTok because, you know, I just seen a thing the other day where they refused to answer if there were freaking CBP tied people working in top positions in the TikTok corporation in the
You're talking
United
about
States.
wait, you say the CCP or the C? What's CPV?
Is it CCP? Did I say CBP? CBP is Customs Border Patrol, which is another problem. Which is another problem. You know what? And everybody says, "Oh, you got a problem
Yeah,
against
that is. I'm
Hispanics. You got a
good for
problem.
Texas.
You got a
Good
problem
for
against
Texas, but
Mexicans. You racist. You got a problem against Mexicans. If you are against immigration, I am totally for immigration. I'm for like making it easier for people to get a
legal
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 pathway to
immigration.
citizenship. But this is insanity. We don't know who's coming across the borders. Hey, I remember back in I don't know 1998, 1999. You know, you could get on a plane and take basically fucking whatever you wanted to on that plane. You could take Bowie knives on the plane. You didn't even go through metal detectors. I'm pretty sure in most situations, right? And then what happened? It took a nine
Right.
eleven event. It took a 9/11 event to exploit our weakness
Mhm.
of our security of who was coming in and out on planes and what they had. And then, bam, there you go. Right? There you go. And then 9/11.
Right.
And then, you know, you got people nowadays talking smack on 9/11. I can't even believe y'all are going on about 9/11 anymore with all the, you know, uh, all the atrocities going on at the border. They are atrocities going on at the border because they're being told that they have a safe passageway in, and I don't care what anybody says. That's what they're being told. I could pull up the clip where Joe Biden said it right before he got elected. And then Kamala Harris saying, "Don't come, don't come," and then the clip of Trump saying, "I'm gonna come." That is awesome. But anyway, this is getting into politics. But you know what?
Yeah.
This shouldn't be politics. This is our country. This is our country. We don't have a country if we are not. You know what? And if it hasn't hit home with you yet, it will. That's all I'm gonna say. When your kid's school gets shut down to house the influx of quote unquote um asylum seekers, and you'll notice most of these people aren't Mexicans like they used to be. I'm I would be fine if it were just people from Mexico or even the next country down. But we're talking about people coming from terrorist countries that are unable to be vetted, right? How do you think the guys got in? I bet you
Mhm.
money the guys that committed the 9/11 attacks did not come here legally. Some of them may have. There was a whole group of them. Some of them may have, but I guarantee the majority of them didn't, because they would have had to have like
Right.
a green card, a visa. I'm all for like
Mhm.
work. You know, I understand people want a better life, but you can't. It just can't go on like this, man. And I'm not worried about populations being taken over or none of that. I'm worried about like how the hell are we going to feed all these people and then also feed ourselves? It's simple math. Simple freaking math. But you ask I saw a clip of Sharon Osbourne talking about, well, who's going to clean our toilets?
That's fucked up.
You know, like, is that what the fuck this is all about? I mean, come on. Did you see the video of the people, the lady
That would have been okay.
there's
Like,
people that are taking in immigrants, immigrants, asylum seekers, uh, recently because there's not enough room to hold them in the shelters and stuff. And there's this video of this super white lady, rich, obviously super nice kitchen, and she's got like this Haitian lady that doesn't speak English, like basically cooking for her, and she's talking about how great it is. It's like they have a live-in chef. That's called a servant. Where are we going with this?
I'm staying out of that one.
Why? Why?
I'm staying.
Why? I'm all for helping
Because
immigrants. No, I'm not. I'm not for people taking them in so they can make them their personal slaves. Why can't we do other things for them? We're sending all this money everywhere else. We should keep it here and help the migrants. How about that? Help the veterans. Help the homeless veterans. God dang, I need new teeth. My teeth are jacked up from IEDs in the army, from hitting my mouth on a steering wheel. I can't even get that done. You know?
Yeah, no.
And that's just mild. I know people who live on the street that are VA or that were veterans. Ain't nobody helping them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying we can't help everybody at the same time. In this country, not everywhere else all over the world. We shouldn't be the world police. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it there. That's my conspiracy with that. Also, do you think Ghislaine Maxwell's dead?
I don't.
I mean, not dead. Do you think
she's
she's in prison? I'm sorry. Do you think she is in prison? Because supposedly she's in like a. She's what?
She'd be in protective custody if she is.
Well, yeah, like she's probably here. I haven't seen her digs like wherever she is. If she is in I'm gonna look at. Oh, we got. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry if I made anybody mad. But I'm not gonna be back on TV anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Paranormal and politics don't mix because I have lost friends. I've lost friends too, and you know what? I feel like if I lose friends because used to be we could discuss things like rational human beings, right? And we may not agree, but it was kind of like the difference between you like the 49ers and I like the Chiefs. I really didn't care about the Chiefs, but because I'm from South Carolina. But let's say I like Chiefs, Austin likes 49ers. We get in drop down arguments about it, and I mean it's pretty much just as visceral in some cases those heated debates as political debates, right? Maybe, and I'm not talking about any kind of moral debates either, like abortion or none of that. I'm not speaking on any of that. I'm just talking about like preservation of American happiness, right? And you take a look at the news. Tell me how many. Take a look at the news. Tell me how many people you see are happy about anything. with like man on the street
Well,
interviews. There's nobody who agrees with what's going on either side of the aisle, dude. But I feel like if you got all these people together, that they would have so many commonality. They would have so much in common that
yeah,
it's literally like the mainstream media wants to divide everybody and the politicians. I really don't think we all disagree on as much as we think we do. I think we disagree. We think we disagree with each other on everything because the media tells us we do. Vietnam War was a disaster, and I'll be damned if I send my son to go
oh,
fight
it
the
was.
same
Yeah.
thing. It was a proxy war. It was a proxy war where we lost so many, like thousands, like tens of thousands of U.S. soldiers.
Yeah, it was. It was. We lost more than we gained on that one, big time.
The Civil War. The Civil War was ridiculous. It could have been. It
Yep.
could have been. It could have been freaking.
The perfect.
I mean, at that. You know, it could have been negotiated. It could have been. I feel like taken care of in a diplomatic way, right? But people were just too hard headed back then. They were too stubborn. They were too, those were the times when you would
no
have,
compromise.
huh? What?
There's no compromise anymore. Nobody compromises.
Well, back then they didn't compromise, right? It was either, oh, you have a problem with me. You said this thing
There's
about me. I challenge
no
you to a duel, sir. That was the
reasoning. It's
compromise.
my way or the highway.
It was my way or the bullet. Like 60 paces, turn around and fire. That's how James Madison died. Wasn't it James Madison? Anyways, I just feel like everybody needs to stop allowing the mainstream media and the uniparty in the government control them, and they want us to fight each other. And it's like, how many actual problems do you have with people when you go to the grocery store? How many racial conflicts do you get into people with at the grocery store, or anywhere else? I mean, I literally don't have any. I've never had any. Everybody's just as polite as they can be. I mean, some people are rude, but they're not like racist rude. It does. It all comes down to money. It all comes down to money, and it all comes down to they want certain factions, certain leaders, and world powers. Um, I don't want to say snubbed out. I want to say weakened to the point where they are futile, where they have no bearing on the world's situation. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna take a quick poll here in the old chat, and then we'll move along. So everybody, all 5 of you who are watching, if you think that I should start a separate, completely separate political channel, just say yes. And then I'm gonna drop the politics thing, and we're gonna move right on ahead. What are you looking at, Austin? You see a ghost? That's the same look
I
my
believe
cat
my
has. That's the same look my cat has on his whenever it's like looking up into the corner of the ceiling. I don't even. Nah,
think
I'm gonna do it.
Colleen is ill.
I'm gonna do it on Rumble.
What?
I'm gonna do it on Rumble 10. You got to go, Austin.
No,
Okay.
she just ran into the bathroom, so. But she's been laying in bed all day.
Oh, she's ill, like sick.
Last couple of days too. Actually, she's got like slight fever.
Oh,
Bro.
she ain't got COVID, does she? You think she got COVID?
Yeah.
Well, she probably all right though.
No, she took her test. But yeah, I think she just got like a stomach bug or something, or like
Well,
a flu
I had a
of some
buddy that
sort.
had that recently. I had a buddy that had COVID recently, and it came along with like a stomach thing. So it's kind of weird. I've never had COVID.
Well, she took a test and it came back negative for COVID. So I mean, as far as we know, it's
It's
not
probably
COVID.
just a
But
stomach bug. It's probably just stomach bug.
yeah, that's what we're thinking.
Yeah,
That's
or
what
it could be
that's
that
what I
new
think.
China virus. Why do you call it the
Oh,
China virus, sir? Because it came from China. Anyways, so that takes us on to our next segment, AI. AI is okay. So check this out. AI, I feel like is the current. So jump in anytime you feel like you want to, Austin. AI is our current. It's like the technology. It's the equivalent of the nuclear bomb in our time of nuclear technology. Like it's in its infancy. All they can really do right now is do little test explosions and stuff like that in the desert, which is they're still powerful. AI is still powerful right now. Stick with me. But AI is going to advance exponentially faster than nuclear technology did. Now, that being said, what happens when they start using AI to um, improve weapons of mass destruction,
in warfare.
biological weapons?
Well, I guess it wouldn't be any different than, I mean, the way it is right now, even. I mean, like biological warfare is this, and chemical warfare, like, that's all against treaties and, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, the treaties are just a handshake and a piece of paper. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, so
no,
at
not
any
really.
time it could
Well,
happen. And there's nothing that we could do to stop it. I mean, we go in and fight a war to kill it, to prevent them from going in any
but
further.
as humans, we have to
But
be
I
able
mean,
to.
I think like even so, but like, you look at the way that COVID happened. I mean, there's a lot. They say that it was just a leak from the lab,
It
right?
was it was a
And if it was just
man-made
an accidental
virus.
leak, look how much damage. Well, yeah, right. But I mean, like, look at the way that it, like, if it was just something like somebody didn't decontaminate themselves properly or something, and that's how easy it was to kill off millions of people. I mean, imagine if
Hundreds of
somebody
millions of
actually,
people.
like, if that was really directed,
Was it
like, I think it
hundreds
would be a
or
lot
like
worse than
total
what it was.
globally? Was it globally like
I think that was I almost
over
think that
100 million
that
people?
part was just to continue with that kind of stuff.
And a
I
side
think
note,
AI will be a big problem with regards to what?
I was gonna say a side note to
What'd you say?
AI or the like weapons, uh, AI will help to improve those weapons and improve the deployment of those weapons. It'll make them more efficient, right? Because AI uses our current what we know, the AI we know uses like brute force. They
Bro,
call
I'll
it
be
brute
honest with you right
force.
now. I didn't hear a fucking word you said because my signal is just so bad.
Okay. Do you want to call it quits? I'll just keep it going if you want, or you can just sit there and see if it gets any better. Did you hear me, Austin? You didn't hear anything I said? Hey, Austin, go to the private chat, Austin. Go to the private chat and keep mic on. Okay. Oh Lord, nobody wants to see that much of my face. Okay, let's just get this here. Okay. So where were we at? So AI, everybody's worried about AI and taking like then the next person to make Taylor Swift AI nudie photos and whatnot, right? But I don't think that's the problem. I think that the worst thing we have to worry about is AI's ability to improve upon weapon technology. What's up, G? You look better.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have you tried
I
going outside? Have you tried like stepping out on the back porch or something?
no, I'm just using
No.
my phone instead.
Oh, okay. Hey, much better. Much better. Do you had if you got earpods too? That'll make it even better for you. But
Yeah,
it's perfect right now. Perfect right now.
go.
So let's see here. The weaponization of artificial intelligence. Okay, now see my one of my fears about AI and weapon AI is not AI as a weapon. It's AI improving nuclear weapons and biological weapons because
That's probably been done for decades already.
to a degree, but um AI has just started really coming along in the past 5 years. And I know publicly, I know. But see that's the case with most things, like most technologies, right? But the thing about AI is it's most of your AI platforms are
Mhm.
owned by private corporations, right?
Right.
So like private companies, private, it's their intellectual property. So not to say that they don't help the government, right? Uh, but that's kind of almost even more scary because okay, I say that, but then why do you think like the government has so much plausible deniability when it comes to UFOs and all this other stuff? I 100% believe that all that is funded by the government to these black project uh funds, right? Billions of
Mhm.
dollars go to black projects every year. And they have no idea who they're going to. But they've privatized the weapon the weapon innovation industry, right?
Mhm.
Lockheed Martin, Boeing, freaking, the list goes on and on, right? Can't think of any other ones off the top of my head.
Right.
Crap, there's more. Anyway, so
Bigelow
like,
Aerospace.
huh?
Bigelow Aerospace too, right?
Bigelow Aerospace was one of the first. Yeah,
Mhm.
actually was one of the first. So was what's his name? Virgin, the guy that started the Virgin Airlines.
Yeah, I
Richard Branson. Richard
yeah,
Branson.
Richard Branson. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
There's so many. Lockheed Martin. God dang it, I said Lockheed Martin. But anyway, so it's like the government doesn't even have to secretly develop things at Area 51 anymore because hell, they got like gazillionaire private corporations, and and Bill Gates, who I used to think anybody who said that there was a reptilian race that disguised themselves as humans, I used to think they were crackpots. Right now, I get it, bro. Like Bill Gates is a reptilian in human disguise.
You
I
think so?
swear to God, I honestly believe it. He's either
Why?
that, he's either that, or he's genetically engineered his brain. He's done some kind of used CRISPR technology and altered his brain. Which you would think he would have altered
I actually believe that though.
his insanely like disgusting physique. You think they would have fixed that first, because that's what Elon did, because that's he's a man. He got hair plugs and
Elon's a G. I don't care what anybody say. He's a G.
Elon's a G. I don't agree with everything he says because he's into like transhumanism.
He's a
And
weirdo.
transhumanism is like trying to ascend beyond just a normal biological human being. He wants to
Right.
basically upload himself
Like an
into
energy form?
no, he wants
Oh,
to
data. Data.
transfer, yeah, he wants to transfer
Your
ultimately I think he wants to
personality.
transfer his consciousness into a computer
Mhm.
or something of that nature.
Right.
um Okay, so yeah, here's a whole ass article on how AI is okay. So right here. Will artificial intelligence AI, and this is like some straight up like, uh uh running defense for these companies that do this, but will artificial intelligence, or AI, make accidental nuclear war more likely? Will it escalate tensions between nuclear armed states? Will it increase or decrease the chances of nuclear deterrence breaking down? Are policymakers prepared to understand and respond to the security risks that AI is already introducing? All right, here's the answer from uh,
Oh,
an AI, probably. Dr. James Johnson, a lecturer in strategic studies in the Department of Politics and International Relations at the Study of Aberdeen, dives into these important questions about the consequences of AI. Blah blah blah. The risk.
yeah.
Uh, During the event, Dr. Johnson described the effect that AI technology will have on nuclear deterrence and catalytic nuclear war, a major theme of his book. He began with an overview of how advances in AI may allow adversaries to target nuclear assets attack nuclear command, control, and communication systems with AI cyber weapons, and using drones in swarms to strike military assets. In addition, Johnson said optimized AI algorithms would misinterpret an adversary's signaling and complicate decision making around the world to escalate a potential nuclear crisis or stand back from the brink. Okay, so what's the difference in AI having its finger on the button and humans having their finger on the button? Have humans at some point in history, just that I'm not aware of, have they accidentally launched nukes at an enemy and like the nukes made it and hit the target and it was a big deal? No, I mean we dropped the atom bombs on friggin'
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki, um, but that was intentional, right?
Well,
As
I
of
think
now, and this right here comes from the AI drones that Iran is using, that we're using, you know, which can determine. They use facial recognitions, which we just talked about earlier, and even Amazon, the world's leading facial recognition technology experts say it's not ready yet. You couldn't even use it in a courtroom for evidence because it's not like solid yet, right? But yet they're willing to put this crap in drones that will just fly around, and if they they're constantly lidar scanning uh the ground below. If they scan the face that lines up, or it thinks it lines up with a known terrorist, that guess what, drone strike, you get like friggin' uh samurai sword flechetti from like 6,000 feet in the air where you don't even see it coming. Like it seems to, I hate to say it, it's very Cyberdyne, Terminator 2 esque.
I think that if they're going to
It's
do,
very Skynet esque.
all right, so I think that if they're going to use drones for even using AI in these drones to target enemies, right? I think it should always end like the last call should be a human person pushing the button themselves. Like I don't think AI should ever be charged with making that decision. Um,
They're already
like
out there, brother.
I know, but that's I just don't think that should be the case. Like AI should only lead you to the target, not necessarily kill the target. It could lock onto the target, but I think a human needs to press that button or give the go
So
ahead, whether it's like remotely or whatever.
Irene Akiko, nukes are a thing of the past and old works of destruction. In their historic form, they are, Irene, but now, back in the day we had dumb nukes. They weren't even nukes. They weren't a thermonuclear bomb. Back in the past we had hydrogen bombs, which came a little later, but at first we had the atom bomb, right? which did just split the hydrogen. I realized that, but the next phase up was like a whole bunch of, like, it was a chain reaction of bombs inside of one bomb.
Mm.
Now, see, nukes are not a thing of the past. We still use depleted uranium tank rounds to this very day.
We have
We
nuclear ballistic missiles too. Don't they use have
we use a depleted
warheads?
uranium. No, no, no. No. Well, we have depleted uranium in a lot of our like missiles. I want to say I might be wrong about this, but there is radioactive material, and it's not enough to cause like a mushroom cloud, but but there's also depleted uranium in the Moabs or the bunker buster bombs. Nukes are not a thing of the past, and they're only getting more vicious now. I mean, just if anybody watched the Tucker Carlson and Vladimir Putin interview the other day, and we've known this for a long time, but Vladimir Putin, obviously, I fully expected it. You know, like I wanted to hear what he had to say, but I I I already know that probably 70% of it is just complete propaganda and garbage, right?
Yeah.
And but I will tell you this: put him up to Joe Biden, put him up next to Joe Biden. You tell me who you think is the sharper. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And if this is the
Yeah.
guy that Joe Biden is, basically these guys are the two major world powers right now. Xi Jinping's sharp as a freaking
Jack.
Jackie Chan's freaking katana or whatever the hell it is. The Chinese sharp sword they use over there. Hell, I don't know.
Sharp as a tack. Sharp as a whip. Sharp as
Well, they might not use tacks over there. They might use ninja stars or some. I don't know. Hell, blow darts. Anyways,
acupuncture still uses needles, bro.
yeah, I know
That's
that shit.
over in there,
That
China
shit. That,
and
that
Asia.
shit. That shit sucks too. But anyway, we want to think that they're a thing of the past, Irene. But in reality, we have grown um desensitized to the reality that we could die in nuclear war still to this day. We may be at a higher risk of dying in nuclear war to this like it currently than we ever have been. I know during the Cuban Missile Crisis and everything, that was the Russians had moved their um, nuclear missiles that were able to reach the United States from the distance of between Cuba and the United States, because they couldn't hit us from Russia at that point. Well, they could hit like that one little spot in Alaska that like 12 people lived there. But
Right.
anyways, uh, but like, but which made me. I thought about that the other day too, and I was like, that's crazy. Like we got totally heated, bro. We was ready to launch missiles ourselves, dude. Like even the peace, the ordained still a lot of people will say he was the best president ever. John F. Kennedy was ready to launch nukes
Mhm.
at Russia because they put their missiles in Cuba. We had the
Mhm.
Bay of Pigs. That like we were doing just spontaneous, like crazy, like not even thinking about it type shit back then, man. Like that people talk about the bad rhetoric between politicians today. It's like internet memes. I swear to God. I play video games a lot, right? So I play Call of Duty sometimes, and there's a lot of 8 and 12-year-olds or whatever on there. Those guys are more hardcore than Joe
Yeah.
Biden and Vladimir Putin right now. Like
Yeah,
back in the day, you had some serious who was it? Stalin? Was it Stalin? No, it wasn't Stalin. It
Gorbachev,
was it Gorbachev? Yeah, it was Gorbachev that had put the
the
no
Berlin Wall,
Yushchenko. No, that was Ukraine.
Fidel Castro,
No,
um,
the Soviet.
Mussolini.
So no, that's Italy, fool.
Well, I don't know who was in charge of the Soviet
Soviet
Union.
Union during no, wait, was it Stalin still?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was.
Was he in
Oh,
charge of
Brezhnev,
USSR?
Brezhnev, that's right. I was thinking
I don't know.
I was saying Khrushchev. Was it Khrushchev? What? Oh, what? Oh, there you go. You going to Walgreens? Get a big thing of ibuprofen, please. State of affairs and world's giving me a gigantic headache. Anyway, so yeah, Gorbachev was another nut. Yeah, it was Khrushchev. Khrushchev was the one that put the missiles on in Cuba. Okay. So that was pretty serious, right? But even then, like, how many missiles did he put in Cuba? You couldn't have put that many, dude. It would have taken a lot. It would have taken literally hundreds, maybe thousands of nuclear missiles to completely obliterate the United States, which they would have had to do because we would have annihilated not only Cuba, we would have also annihilated Russia because
So
we
isn't there
had
like
at that time. And like back in those days, man, we had freaking B-2 bombers like fucking constantly on patrol, like 24/7. There were bombers up there. They're not B-2 bombers. They might have been, but they were constantly, and they were loaded with they were packing freaking live nuclear warheads, dude.
yeah, I believe that.
Our Operation Able Archer. That sounds so familiar. 83 Able Archer. Able Archer. Oh my god. Man. It seems like I watched a documentary on that. Now Putin's crazy, right? But Putin is, you know what? And everybody back, and I'm not taking up for Trump or anything. Not on this channel. But like Putin, everybody gave Donald Trump, a whole bunch of crap, right? Because he simply acknowledged how the high intelligence level of Vladimir Putin. And if you are gullible, or not gullible, if you're naive enough to think that Vladimir Putin is not only a strategic like uh you know textbook genius, right? Military genius. He was in the KGB, so he's an intelligence genius. He's a strategic genius, right? This dude is not an idiot. So, how does it work? Okay, if you go out on a playground, right, and there's a bunch of bullies on a playground, and let's say you can handle yourself, but there's 4 or 5 of them that will take sides against you, uh, before they fought each other. So, and are more likely to all pick on you together. So are you gonna walk up and call them idiots, spit in their face, like threaten them and stuff? It's
Nope.
like, no, you negotiate with those people. They have the upper hand in Ukraine. We can send them all of our money until they're literally taxing me $60,000 or 60% of my friggin' income. They can take 60% of my income and 60% of all y'all's, and it still wouldn't be enough to win the Ukrainian war against Russia. And everybody's like, "Oh, Russia's equipment's all crap," and I'm not shilling for Russia, bro.
People
I'm
on
not,
everybody's side need to stop dying. Everybody just
but
needs to stop
here's the thing
dying.
about Russia, man. They love their country, dude. They love their country, bro. Just like we
Yeah.
love our country. They, there's some shenanigans that went on with Putin being, president for what 25 years, but they love him. The majority of those people over there, dude.
Mhm.
Now look at the leader of Ukraine,
Zelensky.
Vladimir, also named Vladimir. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. You know who else was named Vlad? Vlad Tepes, the guy who the story Dracula was based off of.
You mean Tebesh?
Tepes.
Teps. Vlad
Vlad
Tebesh.
Teppes.
That's Tepish.
It's Tepes. I don't know how they freaking pronounce it in Romania. All right, I'm from South Carolina.
Okay.
I spent 3 years in Germany. All right.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm not as educated as you are.
Not as educated.
Educated. I got a South Carolina educational. Vlad Tepish. I thought it was Teps.
It's Tepish or Tebesh. Or, I mean, I don't even think that Tebesh is necessarily like he had another name. I thought it was like a super long name, but he like they shortened it or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna show you.
All right, you show me.
All right. What's that say?
Vlad the
Vlad.
Impaler.
Yeah. Now look down at the bottom. Vlad Tepes. Vlad
Tepesh.
Tepes Dracula. Vlad Tepes film. Why is
Tepesh.
Vlad Tepes called the Impaler?
Because he stuck giant stakes up their dudes' asses and let them slide down over the course of several days.
Vlad the Third, commonly known as Vlad the Impaler, Romanian Vlad Tepes. Let's see
What
how
a fucking horrible way to die, bro. Like to have a giant stake stuck in your ass and you just have to sit there for days until it fucking comes out your mouth or your back. Oh, fuck, man. I imagine that is worse.
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah, I mean, I agree.
They say that the worst pain a person can feel is being skinned alive or burned alive.
Mm,
Um, but
if you're being skinned alive, I don't believe that one because I believe the
you go into shock.
majority of your nerve endings are in your like the outer layers of your flesh, and I believe you would go into shock, which would lead to cardiac arrest first. That's just
Right.
like burning to death. It's the same way. Yeah. Dude, I had this fucked up dream the other night that there was like it seems like me and Katie no. It was a dream. I was having a dream about watching a YouTube video on my phone, right? And the YouTube video, it said, I remember it said, like in the bottom, woman falls into lava, right? And it was like a home video, like a cell phone video of this lady, and it looked like the canals in like
Venice.
no, Amsterdam.
Okay.
Uh, it's similar in Amsterdam. And because yeah, they got boats and all that stuff, little love boats and everything. But uh it was like a canal like that, stone walls, and it was like an arch, where like a tunnel under you know a
Yeah.
road that would have went over. And
Okay.
the lady was leaning over the rail and fell over the rail and into the lava, dude. And it was the craziest, most like disgusting. I can't even like explain the way she charred, because lava's like, what is it, like 25,000 or 2,500 to 6,000 degrees sometimes,
Yeah. I usually hear
depending on
about
depending on the
4,000.
type depending on the type of
Like,
uh stone that's material that's melted.
I
And
usually find about 4 to 4,500.
but it kind of reminded me of, the scene from Terminator 2 where she's like at the park, and scratches into the picnic table, no the um the future is what you make it, or whatever.
Okay.
Anyways, that's what and she's holding on to the fence, and it just kind of cooks her and kind of like fries her meat and blows her away. It kind of reminded me of that, but she just kind of like burned and ashed, and her hair just incinerated. It looks so realistic. Is there actual video out there like that? Has anybody seen a video like that
Damn.
in the chat?
See, I'm gonna tell you, even like I don't even like to watch. Man, like
Sorry,
sometimes
y'all. I got
you get.
baked. I got really baked, and I'm just topic to topic.
Yeah, I fucking get nervous. I like, okay, so I don't even like to, some people you'll get those random videos across your feed of like, a beheading or something.
I can't watch stuff like that anymore, man. I've seen so much like body
I feel
horror
like
violence, like real violence,
right, you of all
like
people
real
should
life
not even
horrible
fix
shit.
it.
Not just in the military, like, before the military, after the military. Like,
Well, I know about all that. Yeah, no,
I
for sure.
can't, I just can't. I can watch it on movies. I can watch, simulated,
Because it's not
but I
real.
can't watch. I don't even like to watch, like, I just can't do it, man. I can't bring myself to do it anymore. When I remember being a kid and watching the Faces of Death. Remember the Faces of Death VHS tapes they used to rent out at the Blockbuster or local movie rental place.
Uh-uh.
Oh, dude, it would be like a tape, a VHS tape, or I guess they moved on to DVDs later, but of just random um brutal, violent deaths and
Like snuff
injuries and
films.
shit. Not snuff films, just exploitation of it. Was actually like news footage or something, or whatever, a lot of time, or
Okay,
like
I see.
security footage. Most of it was fake. Well, I'm not gonna say most. Probably about half of it was fake. Um, but dude, that's some horrific shit right there. Like, phew. But that
Yeah.
shit, that used to not even bother. You know what bothered me the most when I was a kid? That Michael Jackson video, Thriller.
Oh yeah, for real.
Yeah. It wasn't the video though. My sister was 10 years older than me, just like Lexi is Logan. You know, she's 10 years older.
So she was fucking with you about it.
Well, that was let's see. I guess it was 86,
Talking
87.
about Gail.
Yeah, Gail. She's 10 years older than me. And so it was like 86, 87. She was 16, 17, whatever. And we used to go to my grandma's house, well, who I thought was my blood grandma. We used to go to her house like every once in a while, I guess. Sometimes for a week if my who I thought was my dad at the time got into a drunken uh week-long bender and destroyed the house and sold everything in the house. So we would go to stay at grandma's in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and we had to sleep in bunk beds. We had to share a room, and she would put on her favorite. I don't know why. I don't think she liked to sleep to it because Gail doesn't like horror movies. I think she liked to put it on because she knew I wouldn't be able to sleep to it. God damn, I can't get this thing off.
What?
But anyway, so like she
I,
put it
I would.
on and she would make sure she had a really nice one of those old school 80s jam boxes. She would make sure to start it at Thriller.
Thriller.
And Thriller was terrible because I used to love Michael Jackson. And you know, like that scene where like she runs into the house and they're all busting through the house and everything, you know. And yeah, that just got me, man. They all close in on her and it just arms all, and it's like, oh man, that's it for me. But then oddly enough, I became a zombie connoisseur in my older age.
The zombie connoisseur.
Yeah.
You like to appreciate the varieties and the
Oh, sorry. You
qualities
know
of.
what? Let's go through and check some of the chats here. I apologize, y'all. Me and Austin was just going off. You know, it'd be cool if we had my buddy Brandon here to help. I'm calling.
Well, yeah. To be fair, you kind of just went off. I was just kind of letting you ramble there
Well,
on
so
most
what?
of it.
That's what we do. Ain't that what we said we was gonna do when we started doing this?
Yeah,
How
it is
dare you?
100%.
How dare
That is
you?
true. I
How
deeply
dare you?
apologize.
How dare you?
I regret that my actions offended you, and apologize to I apologize, and I will make sure to
Hey,
be
Brandon,
somewhere near the consideration of your feelings next time.
you want to hop back on here?
Yeah, on my way.
Where you doing?
Went to go eat some pie.
You went to go eat pie. What kind of pie?
Fucking apple pie.
Oh, you were eating it, huh? Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. All right.
She just
See
had to let you go
you,
get a little snacky poo.
bud. Dude, I think I just broke my
Why the fuck you gonna do that? Why you wanna go and do that?
it might work.
This fucking guy. This fucking guy.
Mm-hmm. See, it works. This is okay, so we're gonna do chats. All right, I'm getting up here. All right, let's see. Frenchie. Sergeant Stafford, Frenchie. Who are you, Frenchie? Skunkworks, right. Well, Skunkworks was Bigelow, wasn't it? Yeah, I think Skunkworks may have been Bigelow.
European gigolo?
Our
Yeah, we'll take a
AI
look.
technology is helping the people in
Oh,
wheelchairs
Skunk
in
Works.
the medical field, but I don't doubt it is used elsewhere. Oh yeah, AI technology. Yeah,
There's a lot
and
of benefits to it.
we're not the only ones doing it. I mean, if we're doing okay, so think about every major technology that has ever existed, right? Brandon, you can hop in and talk too if you want to, man.
To
You want to? I mean, if you don't have to, if you don't want to, I just
no,
figured
I'm
it'd be
good.
fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm down.
All right. So let's see. How long we been on now? So we'll just
Hour
go.
and 15.
We'll go two tonight if y'all good with that.
I
All
should
right. So
probably go check on Colleen.
we'll go do what you got to do. Me and Brandon will wrap it up.
Yep.
Well, if you're going for two, then let me just go check on her and then I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's cool too. Whatever you
Is
want
she
to do.
sick?
Yeah.
Tell her I
Okay.
said I hope she feels
Is she
better.
pissed at me because did I say something that offended her?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, just put me backstage. I'll come back.
All right.
Okay. So, Irene Akiko, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Our AI technology is helping the people in wheelchairs and people in the medical field, but I don't doubt it is used elsewhere. 100%. It's used. I use it. I use it on a daily basis. It just helps me, um, to find
I
out
use
information. It takes a snapshot of all the information all over the world, right? And it kind of puts it together. It's able to make draw lines between the, uh, those bits of information that not the engineer Frenchie. Look, I need a picture, man. Frenchie, god dang it, that does sound familiar. I'm so sorry, man. Damn it, Frenchie.
do I get to guess, or is this somebody you served with?
Yes, and Ninth Engineers. I
Well,
mean,
dude,
we had the Brit. That's his name, I assume, Frenchie. But that was making me think of I can't remember his name either. The British E5 we had. I cannot remember his name. He was in freaking Bravo Company, or I don't remember if he was in Charlie or not. Anyway, so yeah, AI man. So check this out.
hell, I
It,
use AI to cut up my
it's an Abrams armor and the Bradleys. What was it? What was that about the anti something? We were talking about the weaponry. Depleted uranium.
Oh yeah, there's plenty
China
of
is
it.
broke and they have no money. Oh my God! If that were only true, that is not true. That's what people who don't have the best interest of the United States want. They push that real hard that China is barely able to get by right now, right? China is like up there with Dubai. Okay. China actually has they've been collecting and hoarding gold from all over the world. China actually owns huge million acre swaths of United States property. So
Yeah,
How is China broke? China's not broke. China is the number 3, and you know what? We gave them that. Richard Nixon gave them that. So Richard, I think Richard Nixon he did some good things. He could have been a decent Republican president, but yeah, and you know what? That's the whole Watergate
Yep.
scandal. That is just what about dude? Pales. That is like jaywalking compared to some of the things that Hillary Clinton was responsible for, and uh, high crimes and misdemeanors that she orchestrated, but will
Mm.
never ever be be let's see, brought to justice for those things, right? You
Of
know,
course not.
what about old Bill? What about old Bill Clinton? I
What about it?
mean, uh, the Hunter Biden. Okay, the Hunter Biden laptop's real. For anybody who don't believe it anymore, I'm sorry if you don't like it that I said that. Then I love you, and I wish you wouldn't think less of me, and I wish you wouldn't probably never watch me again. But I really want to be your friend, and I really want you to keep watching me. But Hunter Biden laptop was real. Okay, they knew it was real the moment it came out. All right. Uh, Yet, so why did the FBI and every other three letter
Letter. Yep.
organization, why did they uh eh, just face a bold face lie to the American people, and then not only that, enacted Project Bluebird, right? Which was the controlling the media to spread the government's propaganda, right?
Project
What
Mockingbird, not
Mockingbird?
Bluebird.
My bad, not Blue. The
Yep.
Bluebird was another one too. Yeah,
Yep.
Mockingbird. Yeah, Mockingbird. Why would they? It's just so obvious. It's so obvious, and the more we learn, it's like Uh, Trump, I think he was on fire when he first ran, right? And obviously, I don't see why anybody would have voted for. I don't bag on people for voting for Hillary over Donald, but I just couldn't comprehend why anybody would think that this lady, the Clinton, like death squad, they got the they got
Don't you get me shot.
trail of death behind them, man. It's like there's documentaries, ain't just me, man. I'm just saying, so like it's just okay. Look, they ain't running, they're not murdering people or nothing, but they're just as awful, suspicious
Right.
trail of bodies that just happen to pile up behind them wherever they go.
Just saying.
Just saying,
Right.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, like,
This
you know,
podcast is for entertainment purposes only.
dude, this has gone way beyond paranormal, and I apologize to anybody.
That's what
Um,
happened to my show last Sunday when I had that
I,
CIA
I,
operative.
Irene Akiko, did you know that? And I'm not trying to put you on blast. Do you mind if I pull your? You don't mind if I put up your uh, comments and just respond? And I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all. I like to. I'm the type that I practice stoicism. I don't get mad, I don't really get mad. I don't get mad
Somebody steals my cell phone.
unless somebody drinks all my milk and I don't have any peanut butter for my snack before I go to bed at night. And that's when I get upset.
That is pretty much
And
100%
Brandon can tell
fact.
you that.
It's fact. It's 100%
But
fact.
okay, so China is poised to become the number one, not only nuclear, economic, military, um, resource, superpower in the world. And I can give you receipts all day long that points to all that. The way that they are facilitating the Taliban and setting up the infrastructure and their security forces and their you know just general population control. That they're funding that. They're getting in good with them now because Afghanistan, most people don't know, is actually the world's richest mining uh the world's richest rare earth minerals of like lots of different types. um they are like they have the biggest supply, the biggest stash, and all it takes is the right person to come in and sweet talk them, and guess what, they're going to get access to it. And the Taliban really doesn't have and make no doubt about it, the Taliban is the ruling government in the United States or in Afghanistan right now, and hell, in some small communities in the United States and the UK as well, and Germany for that matter. I lived there for 5 years. I can tell you that firsthand. But like it's everybody says, oh, we're gonna get into World War III. We're gonna get into World War III. World War III is just around the corner. If this happens, World War III, it'll be the end of our democracy if this person gets elected or whatever. Irene, Akiko, they do have more power. They have the largest naval and most advanced naval fleet in the entire world. China does. I'm sorry to tell you, they really do. I hate to try and sound like I'm trying to scare you, but they do. They have and it's not because they're innovative. I'm not saying all Chinese people aren't innovative, but they're like magic power. Their claim to fame is their cultural ability to take an existing idea and then to like pump it up on steroids and make it a mass productible thing that can be produced, like I said, in mass, at a reasonable price. So when you talk about like how about this, all of our manufacturing up and even still today is done in China.
Well, yeah.
They're like Trump. Like I remember when Donald Trump was trying to he was trying to sue. Was it sue? No, he was going to put tariffs on China if they didn't cease and desist intellectual property theft, right? So all of our companies would set up shops over there. We wouldn't even do it; they would do it. We would just go visit. They would tool everything. They would have everything tooled out to make all the fancy Nokia cameras and Nokia cell
Hmm.
phones, iPhones, you name it, right? But they couldn't build the semiconductors. That there were certain things they couldn't do. They were really good at copying and mass manufacturing a thing, right?
Right.
But yeah, so like we gave them the keys to the world on a silver platter with Richard Nixon when he opened up trade and basically went into this whole initiative where he wanted to bring China up from what he considered at that time a like a second third world country to uh, to be equal with the U.S. And Bill Clinton was all on board too, and then you know, Barack Obama and George Bush, and I mean that's why I say there's literally no difference between the parties.
Right.
They're all, it's a uniparty and it's pointless. It's kind of like and nowadays it's turned into the Coliseum. It's a distraction. It's a opiate for the masses. Opioid for the masses. It's to keep you sleepy and content while they slowly take away all the things that make you happy.
You will own nothing, and you will like it.
And you'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
That's right.
And China is what 3.3 billion people in China, or is it 2.3 billion? I can't remember.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, and you know, you got the Taiwan situation, and China's not weak. China is so not weak. They are flexing hard. China has intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right, North Korea has claims they do.
Okay, so you ready for how many people are in China as of right now?
6. Don't say 6 billion.
I say 2 billion.
1,425,400 and Jesus, that's a lot of numbers. A billion, almost 1.5 billion.
I thought it was 3 billion for some reason.
I knew it was over a billion.
That must be on. How many people's in Europe? Or not Europe? Russia.
Asia,
Russia.
All right.
a lot less. I feel like
Nah, there's a lot.
there is, but
Russia.
Siberia is part of Russia, man. So like,
Siberia, yeah, but Russia's freaking huge.
Russia's population? Gee,
Uh-huh.
really? 110. 144,137,195.
That can't be correct, dude. That's
like
less.
similar to the
That,
U.S.
no. That's half the U.S. population almost.
What's the U.S. population? I thought it was like 100
It's like
some million.
No, it's like 260 million, or 260 million.
Yeah, that could be true.
270 million, something like that. Because
Okay,
like
as of 2023.
No, let's go back. That census. Do we count? Do they consider? No, I don't know how they do the shit anymore.
Okay,
Just
Like
so
like
the
all these
world.
migrants coming in, are they
How much
counting them
is
as
So-
citizens?
All right, the world population, the world is 8 billion.
Right.
The
which
U.S.
went up
population,
from 6.6.
yeah, the U.S. population is 336,061. 240.
336 million.
336 million, bro. Because 336,000 is like the population
That's
of
like
Kansas
New
City.
York.
I mean, I didn't mean that. Yeah,
That's like smaller. Like that's
how about
Manhattan, bro.
336
million.
million.
I mean, there was
And I'm gonna-
70 million people that voted for Trump.
80. There was
Right.
80 million that voted.
And supposedly, like, tens of millions more voted for the Super Joe Biden.
Super Joe.
Our supreme leader.
So the U.S. The
Oh,
U.S.
boy.
gains one person every 22 seconds. To
By
include
birth or by migration?
How about
well,
by throwing a
I've got
blanket
one
over
here
some
for migration.
Constantina wire, most likely, because that's
I
how.
mean, that's what I was
one-
wondering. The way that they do
Dude,
shit nowadays, do they count
Yes,
immigrants
thousands of
anymore?
people.
Like,
Yes,
No, not on this.
do they
This is
count
not
in?
can't.
counted.
They
Okay,
can't.
all right,
The
all
only ones
right.
they can
U.S.
count. The only ones
registered
they
So-
citizens, right?
the
Brandon?
only-
Gets one net gets a net gain of one person every 22 seconds.
Right.
It's
And
It
what's the
turns out
law?
as
to
far
be about
as the
five to
as
eight
far as
thousand
the
dollars per 5 to 8,000 people per day at times.
and then for the migration at the border, it's one every 26 seconds.
And that's not
So
counting
what's the death rate? What's the
the
death
legal
rate?
port of entry places. That's just what we know about.
I
The
guess
death
my
rate.
question is, what's the replacement rate?
Yeah, hang on, I'm looking.
How many children were lost that came across as migrants that definitely weren't being trafficked by the cartels and the human trafficking into
Definitely
the
not.
United States. How many of those kids are unaccounted for right now?
No, well,
Of
Yeah,
of
I
the
would say
of
hundreds
the
of thousands. I would say hundreds of thousands,
you'd be right, but it
if not, eh,
and
that are still alive. I guess I would say that
how
are
do you
still
know they're
alive.
alive? They're unaccounted for. There's no contact.
I'm assuming that within the sex trade and the human trafficking stuff that I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I'm speculating, throwing numbers in the dark because I have no idea about any of this shit. But
And
I would
another
imagine
problem.
that there are probably hundreds of thousands of children that are within the trade or whatever you want to
I'm
call
all
that.
for immigration. I'm all for a quick path to citizenship. And
That's horrible.
all the conservatives are bagging on. Well, not all of them, but some of the conservatives are bagging on. You serve the United States military. You go to the military training of whatever branch you go into, boot camp, basic training, whatever, right?
be right back.
Swimmy school, I guess, for the Navy, and um, you know, whatever the Air Force does to train for their basic training. I don't know. So like, you would think that, like, I'm all for letting these because if you were willing to go die in war and combat to become a US citizen, right? And you are willing to try and cuz English is the United States Army official language. You are technically, when you're in the uniform, you're supposed to speak English, right? And it's not always followed. There's the Islander guys will get together and they'll speak their uh you know Islander language or whatever, and a lot of African immigrants that go in, they'll speak their language, and that's all good. And I always got along with everybody. And but um, yeah, man, I'm all for. But I knew probably a dozen guys from Puerto Rico and Mexico that had joined a program, that had signed up for a program that would allow them to earn their citizenship after X amount of years they served in the military as enlisted. They were able to earn their citizenship, and then they could stay in. And you know, but they had to go to like a train up school first, where they had to learn English and they had to learn like the basic U.S. history
And
and
by the
how
way,
the government works.
I have that number of death per day that you were asking for, Austin.
The replacement rate.
So a person dies approximately every 11.14 seconds. Number of deaths per year, 2,830,688.
All right, so time out. I want you to reread the numbers of how many people are born per second. How many
All
people
right.
are that? Every what? 22 seconds?
Okay, net gain of
What's that? What are we talking
one
about?
person every 22 seconds.
And our death rate is what?
Our death rate is 7. Do you want by day to make it
No,
easy?
but how
Okay.
often does somebody die in the United States?
11.14.
So we are losing twice as many people
Right.
as we're losing one person for every person born.
Yeah.
Or
And
we're
it's
losing 2 people for every.
That is
So
that's
our
no, we're
replacement
not.
rate is
No, we're not. That is I don't know where you got those. We're losing one person for every person born per day.
no time out. No per. So if one person dies every 11 seconds and one person is born every 22 seconds, so how many people die by the time a baby's born?
No,
2.
no, you're dealing with averages. You're dealing with averages
Well,
because they do not bro. Come on, man.
dude, I'm
The
gonna need. This
entire
is
world. You're
happening.
talking about the entire world.
No,
Do you think that the entire world just got that organized where they could get all their data to each other like 100% accurate within the 22 seconds and 11 seconds? Come on, man. That's an average of how many kids are born and at what times they're born, and then they do just like averages, right? That might be the what, but that doesn't mean how many people are born. Yeah, one kid's born. Uh, so you mean to tell me a mother has triplets and then 3 kids die at the same time? You said one for every kid born, another kid's born, or another kid dies, right? I know what you said. For every death,
11.14 to 22. So yeah.
that's what you're saying though. For this number of
Right.
deaths, the other, so 22 deaths or 11
That be
deaths.
no. This is in seconds. So somebody dies every 11 seconds.
And then somebody else is
Somebody's
born every 22 seconds.
22 seconds. Yes.
So on average,
So you mean to tell me there's more people dying than
yes.
being
Yes,
born?
and this is
And those
happening all
numbers
over the
never
world.
change. Those numbers
Well, I'm
never
sure.
No,
change.
they
I'm
do
sure.
change. They do change over time, but right
They
now,
change constantly.
yeah, right, of course, and
Constantly.
they
So I could be like, okay, for every person born, you know, if a person is born every 11, or what was the analogy again?
They were born every 22 seconds, died
So for
every
every
11.14.
so a person dies every 22 seconds, and another person
11
is
seconds.
11 seconds, and another person is born every 22 seconds.
Right.
Okay. That changes literally like that's a snapshot, like a I could say right now 40 people are dying compared to in 20 seconds. And
I think they're looking at
10
the
people are dying
yearly
in 11
annual
seconds.
data, the annual averages, and at the end of the day, the
Right, isn't that what
annual
I said? A
averages.
median? Isn't that what I said? A median in the first place? And you said
But
no?
that's what the concerning data is the fact that over the last year there have been twice as many people dying as there are being born, and that is a problem. That is a serious concerning statistic.
I don't see how that's possible. I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's and like you said, it does change, but like, and this is just like what last year, Brandon. This was just 2023 or something.
Like 2022, 2023, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're just looking at like annual data, and so obviously, yeah, that'll change generation to generation. But right now, currently,
Yeah.
but I mean, is it necessarily a bad thing when you? And I'm not saying like it's. I mean, it's horrible for people to die, but when you look at the general concerning overpopulation of even in
I don't
American
think we're
cities, like
overpopulated. I don't think
we're we're
there is no
we're
overpopulation.
congregated. We are congested into a lot of areas, and we should be dispersed more. If we were to disperse more, like
Well,
everybody
but I
would have
mean,
plenty of
Won't do
space.
that. But people won't do that
Right,
because
I
of
know.
convenience.
I mean, but we have the
I know.
land to be able to do that. It's just
And
not
they have it
optimal
planned, and I will
environments.
never do it because it is the 15-minute cities. That is the most that is just another way the government is going to control you, dude.
Well, speaking
And
of
they're going to take away your cars. You're not going to be
Yeah.
able to use your cards. You're not going to have
That's
combustion
happening
engine
in
cars.
China right now. Like you have to unlock
That's
your phone.
already happened in China.
The
Like,
Oh,
social
I
credit
know, but
and all that shit.
the social credits is starting to really get used in China. By the way, there's you another clue about your buddy there. I'm gonna add you on Facebook. Initials GF.
Your ex-girlfriend. I don't know.
It's somebody he apparently served with in the army.
yes, it
Oh
is.
shit.
Yeah.
He
Hold on.
did
And
refer to you as Sergeant Stafford.
uh-huh.
That's because I was Sergeant Stafford.
I know, but
Hey,
like
this
people
is
that
this is
served
cool.
with you are more likely to refer to you as Sergeant Stafford.
Yep.
Like I'm not gonna refer to you as Sergeant Stafford because I don't know
Right.
you as a sergeant. I know you as my fucking friend,
But see, this is kind
and
of
so I'll
cool.
rag
Like
on you the way you.
it. Well, it's cool that once you
No,
figure out
it
who this dude
is.
is, you know, that's
Yeah, no shit.
this is what the internet should be, connecting people.
All right, so like your squadron, right? Is that what it was? Your battalion? I don't know. Your troop that you were in
Yeah,
charge of. Your sergeant. I don't know how. I
Oh, he's
don't. I'm
gonna
not.
add me. All right. Let me go.
no, so it probably if he referred to him as
Can you think
sergeant,
of anybody that was in your immediate troop there
yeah,
that had those initials?
Hold on.
Yep.
I
Trying
want
to
to
get
see
my
I want to
friends.
see
We
the
need to
net.
see the conclusion of this. We need to
Yeah.
follow this through.
Yeah. We'll have to have an update if it goes long or get. Look,
We're gonna have a meet and hug
Oh,
and
fucking
yell.
foreigner! Foreigner, you
what?
son of a
Oh,
bitch! You fucking
he figured it out.
You fucking Brewers fan.
Foreigner. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know
Son of a bitch.
either, but I'm just
That's
happy.
cool. They reconnected after
That's
all these
all
years.
right.
Boston Bruins. Foreigner, bro. I miss you, dude. How you been, dude? How's you and the old lady?
Look at that. We spent weeks in Kuwait together.
That's cool.
Yes. See there. Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Foreigner was my soldier, man, for a while.
I had a guy that I went to boot camp with down at Parris Island contact me, you know, a little bit ago, but it was great just to. It's nice connecting.
Foreigner,
That's cool.
Foreigner used to fucking crack me up, dude. I couldn't get pissed at him, dude, because he just was like so.
I think you've told me
Like
stories about him.
he made sense when, because you get to be an NCO and you're dealing with like psychotic E7s and NE6s that don't give a shit, and like because they done checked out, and then you say psychotic E7s are up your ass all day, and like fucking you irritated all the time, and then the motherfucker like Garrett here would come along and you'd be like, "Hey man, move this thing back over there." You're like, "Sorry, you just made me fucking move it over here to this place." Uh, Sergeant Lawson, quit crying, quit crying. What I'm gonna need you to do right now, Sergeant Stafford, is quit crying. Oh my god! But you know what, Chief G Gozkowski, he was the shit, dude. Hey, you know what? Hey, what we ought to start doing is bringing people on.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
We ought
think
to
Easy
so.
start
enough.
like sending invites and bringing people on, dude, and just talking about whatever.
That'd be cool.
Well, we need to get your buddy here on.
Yeah. Hey, Garrett. Whenever you like, we do this every Thursday. So whenever you want to get on here and talk to us, and we could talk about weird shit. We could talk about, oh, dude, do you remember Campbell? Tell me you remember Campbell, bro, and I'll wait for your response.
Always
I'm gonna
waiting
be
on
a
the
third
army.
wheel. I'm gonna be a
Always
third
waiting on the
wheel.
army.
Hurry up, waiting on you.
I'm gonna be a third wheel.
Dude, Campbell is a freaking
He
did
says
you
he
know?
sure does.
Yeah, he made like these fake ass alien videos
What?
in the woods at night with like a flashlight and his phone and shit. And he made one like he also started the thing where you could call the black eyed kids with a radio frequency. That was Campbell.
Oh,
Those videos, those hoax videos, that was Campbell. Did you know that he went psycho and like he bought a whole bunch of guns and shit? And he was like running from the law on post and shit at like Fort
that's what's up.
was it Fort Gordon? Dude went batshit crazy, man. Yeah,
That-
dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, dude went ape shit.
See you, Mike. Good night, buddy. Thanks for watching. And
Yeah,
then
man.
Frenchie's
Mike,
response is, really?
hey man, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we just kind of hang out till whenever. We'll probably get off about 2 or so because I got work to do.
I think, or was he saying really about Campbell?
But
Yeah.
Campbell was a psycho. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you a story about Campbell. I mean, I already knew he was like insane in membrane,
Inside
but
in brain.
okay. So our first deployment, right at Iraq. I was a freaking private too. I was a PFC, and Campbell was like a fuzzy. And boy, he was like a PT beast, dude. He was like do a million push-ups, whatever, bro. He lived to work out, dude. But God, he was an idiot. And so, Campbell, if you ever watch this, I love you, buddy, but you know it was true. I don't know if you've matured. I hadn't got to see you in a long time, but um, you
I
know,
think I've heard stories about this
I
guy
hope you
too.
ended up doing good for yourself. I know he got married, but I think they had some problems and other stuff. But anyway, so Campbell was completely crazy, and we went out on this. We had been tasked to do to clear like shit tons of black routes that hadn't been cleared since the Russians had been there in Iraq, close to it was shit right on the border of Iran. Some places down that route you could see the actual guard towers, the Iranian guard towers and stuff, you know. And there's minefields obviously on all through there, but the most of the black routes were like goat trails and shit. And but anyway, uh um so we went out to this like blown out building out in the middle of nowhere close to the Iran border, and we were doing all clearing all the black routes for 366 armor to go in and do their thing, and the infantry um assets to go in and do their thing too. And so so we were staying in this I wasn't about to sleep in that blown out building, and they wasn't nothing but a bunch of Iraq it was the Iraqi army and then the Iraqi police. And if you don't know anything about the Iraqi army and the Iraqi police, they exchange gunfire at each other all the time, like you know, they're playing
Laser tag.
laser tag, but with bullets. So I don't like to be anywhere near them because you never know when some shit's gonna pop off. And they all smoke hashish and all this crazy stuff. Like probably the great shit is probably what they smoked over there. And so so we were staying inside of this Hesco cob. It's just a little command, like a command outpost bay. It was
Mm-hmm.
just a wall of Hescos, right? And we had to dig our piss tubes and all that shit. And all I had to fucking sleep in was the contact truck. That's all me, McConnell, or uh, uh, Campbell had to sleep in. And I was like, I am not sleeping in that damn disgusting friggin' contact truck because Sergeant I can't remember his name now. Oh shit, it'll come to me later. One of the E6s like had destroyed it hauling it up there because they wouldn't let us drive it. So Campbell climbs in the thing and he's like, fuck it, I'll sleep in here. And he gets up in the morning and he's got like blue paint and shit all over him. And I don't know if he like took some dust off or something,
Oh
but
God.
he gets out and he gets all crazy and like McConnell starts me and McConnell were best friends. And McConnell was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?" And he's like, "Fuck you! I'm tired of you making fun of me. Fuck this shit. Fuck the army. Fuck all y'all, man. I'm sick of this shit." And he fucking lost it. And he takes his
Oh
rifle,
shit.
yeah, throws his fucking magazine in, and he fucking no gear on, no shirt on, in his fucking underwear,
Mm-hmm.
runs up on top of the HESCO barriers and starts running laps around the whole perimeter of the fucking cob. And we're all screaming at him and shit. And then fuck, can't remember the East our platoon sergeant. Oh my god, damn. He was cool as shit too. Can't remember his name, but he was like Campbell. He fucking drew on it. I want to say he drew on it. He's like, Campbell, if you don't get the fuck down, I'm gonna shoot you myself.
Oh,
And dude, it was bad.
you know what's
'Cause
really fun?
they were
What's really
paddling.
funny about that story?
They were hazing the fuck out of Campbell, though, man. I think a lot of people like contributed to Campbell's
Well,
psychosis.
I was gonna say we had a guy that had a similar damn story when we were outside the wire. Like, yeah, it's kind of funny. Matter of fact, I talked to him today. He's doing great now, but I mean, he locked and loaded in the middle of the hooches. I had to tackle his ass. And
Well,
nasty
damn.
shit. What happened?
Frankie Campbell was fucking nuts, dude. He really was, dude. Like no shit. Well, all right. I think we have talked about nothing but politics and world.
Domination. I mean,
Well, it wasn't all politics. I mean,
What are
I
we
won't
going to do next week, Brian? The same
I,
thing we do every week.
well,
Frankie.
okay. So here's
yes.
the difference of what we
Yes.
talked. Here's the difference of what we talked about tonight, though, and what you would get from like um, like Tucker Carlson or somebody like that, or Tim Pool. It's like we're talking about like the implications of things that could happen, right? Like what would like like this is totally possible, and if it were to
Mhm.
happen, then these
That's
could be the
right.
possible implications. I think
That's true.
And
I think us three need to start doing this as on another channel.
I'm down with that. I'm so down with that.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what else I'm down
I'm
with? I'm also down with hoping that after this episode of Politics and Joy that we're not at shadow banned and you can't get on your
Oh
Facebook.
God, they're gonna take away our whole 50 views. Oh wow, Jesus Christ.
Those are
I'm so
hard earned
terrified.
views. I'm just kidding.
I
Hey,
don't have
Frenchie's
Look,
around.
I don't do this for money. I don't do this for money.
No.
no, there's no
If
money
you
for
if
us.
you're do because first of all, I suck. I'm an ugly bastard. Nobody really wants to pay to see my face
Truth.
or hear my nasally ass Southern accent
Preach,
voice.
preach.
So,
Yes.
but I will say this, like if you're if you're trying if you're trying to get rich, then off of it, then
This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't the channel.
yeah. I mean, people. I don't imagine Mr. Beast, and I don't really care either way for Mr. Beast, but I know he's done a lot of good things for people. You say what you want about his motives for doing it. I really don't give a fuck. He did good shit. I wouldn't give a fuck if I was blind and I could see all of a sudden Mr. Beast paid for it, but it's just make himself look good. I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude, you do look good. I can see you now, so hell yeah, I'm all for it. I don't see what the
Right.
big fucking deal is. Who cares? The world wants to hate you no matter what. There is just like there's always somebody out there who watches this type of shit. There is an
Oh, yeah.
audience out there for exactly what we talk about on here. And just like
100.
that, the opposite side of the coin is there's going to be an equal
Yeah.
size group that absolutely hates our like thing we got going here and what we talk about. So you
And
know
I
what?
don't care either way.
Well, the more hate you get, that means the more you're getting out there, and the closer you are over your target.
That's
Clo-
how Howard Stern did it.
you get the most, you get attacked the hardest when you're over the target. When you say things that are true, and I'm not making anything up. I mean, when we do our political thing, I think I will make sure I definitely do my homework and bring receipts and everything. We'll do that.
Mm.
But you know what? Back in the day, how come liberals can talk about their politics, but I can't talk about mine?
You can.
You know what I'm saying? How come Jimmy Kimmel can get up there and talk about how much he loves Joe Biden and sharing ice cream with him, but but if I were to say that I think Trump is a genius, or like a strategic genius, and that's all I said,
Oh
which
no,
which
no.
which is just an observation of his intelligence. It's not an endorsement for him either way. I would be drugged through the mud for it. Or if I said that about Putin, they call me a communist or a traitor to the country or whatever. Yeah, I'm the traitor. I'm the one that served almost 8 years in the US Army, left my 3-year-old daughter and my wife, but I would be the traitor. Just like so many others that have been thrown under the bus. But anyway, I digress. I promise y'all I apologize for this episode. There's been a lot going on this week, and it's just like, man, I'm worried for my kids, man. I'm
Dude,
worried. I really am. I really am. I'm about to pull my son out of public school and just suck it up and have to get a
Shit.
second job. I have to get a second job
Our
and
phone's
pay
dying,
for
guys.
uh
So
all
private
right, hey brother.
I'm not.
All right, peace,
Let-
Austin. I'm gonna
Later,
have.
man.
I mean, I literally am gonna have to do that.
Let me cut the live.
No,
Unless-
hey, I gotta tell everybody bye though.
Okay.
All right, so Frenchie, see, Garrett ain't ain't somebody who's gonna be offended by your politics. Neither's Tracy, Tim.
Well, no.
I mean, I don't think my audience, the people who generally watch me, are super left leaning anyway. I'm not saying I'm left or right. I used to be a Democrat back in the day, and I always thought of myself as fairly moderate. I don't like either one. I ain't a libertarian because they crazy, but anyway, let's end this. And I appreciate all y'all and putting up with my But I've recently had this affect me, and that's why I guess I got so passionate about it tonight.
Well, that's the whole point of owning your own network, bro. You can, I mean, we can do
Well,
this.
yeah, I know, but I don't want to, don't all the other people who have shows on here, I just want to put this disclaimer out there that all the other people out here that have shows on our network, this they obviously don't endorse what I say, and I'm not saying they have to, and I can
Yeah.
get along just fine with the most with people who believe the exact opposite as I do on 99% of things. So, I just don't want to make anybody mad. I'm
I don't
pretty
think anybody
sure
will be.
I'm pretty sure the TV thing is over for me anyway. And that was really hard for me to some of the scenes on there where I had to just kind of I couldn't say anything in defense, but I refused to say anything to embellish what seemed to be virtue signaling. I refuse to be that, you know. I'll talk about more of that on my other channel. I think me and Brandon will probably be the ones doing it most because I don't think Austin's going to do it too much because I just he don't like to talk about politics.
And I don't care
He
because,
doesn't have children yet, though, so I feel like when you have children,
yeah,
I mean, we all have skin in the game regardless, but when you have children, it changes something inside you, and you start thinking about what you want them to have a you know. Anyway, I'm gonna start it right now. Here, let me see. I'll start it. Let me do it like this. Right before I end this, I'm off. Um, I was off today,
oh, nice.
and I'm off tomorrow,
Me too.
Saturday and Sunday.
Me too.
Yeah.
No, actually, no, I'm not. I'm retired, but not done. It's all right. There's worse things I could be doing with my time.
Okay.
I look marvelous. Sorry.
You know what? I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I know it. I know what it is. Hold on. It's gonna be okay, Boomer, and I'm gonna share it to you.
We should do that on Rumble.
Huh?
Do the podcast on Rumble.
Oh yeah, I can do that too, but you just have to pay for it.
Oh, I didn't.
It's not that it's not that much though. I mean,
I'm just now getting into that world.
yeah. Let's see what this does. See if y'all can click on that link.
It just did the youtube.com /.
Oh, I didn't it? Damn it.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is it. Okay. Look this up then.
Yeah, look it up. There you go. Okay, boomer.
Yep.
But
So
we're not boomers though. We're Generation
it's a
X.
joke. It's a joke. It was a meme. It was like because kids nowadays
Oh,
are
got
so
it.
dense that they think that anybody that's older than them is a
Uh,
boomer.
that's why, as a Generation Xer, like nobody ever talks about us.
I'm barely a Gen X. I was 1980. You know, I'm gonna try something real quick before I get off here because I ain't got nothing else to do because I'm off tomorrow.
Tracy, that's on YouTube. That platform would be YouTube. I guess I can take the not Austin name off.
Mm.
There we
Okay.
go. Konnichiwa, Irene.
Konnichiwa.
Irene is a pretty cool lady.
Oh yeah.
She lives in Tokyo. We got to interview her Monday
It's
on.
Irene. Did you put her
Mhm.
message up? Does she have a picture? Is it the lady I was talking to a minute ago?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. But where do you live, Irene?
she's in Tokyo.
Tokyo. Okay. Okay, so Tokyo. I think, I think you guys should be able to do away with this bull BS, Japanese Defense Force nonsense and have your own military again. You know, the fact that we haven't um, allowed y'all to do that yet is um, ridiculous in my opinion because you how do you know that the U.S. is going to come to your rescue
When they don't even come to our
when
rescue.
China decides to invade? And if they take Taiwan, trust me, Japan will be next. Well, right after, there'll be several other Pacific um, countries in the Pacific Islands that they'll hit, and then it'll be, then it'll be another Pearl Harbor.
Hmm.
And I do think there was a conspiracy there with that or whatever, but okay, what was I doing here?
You got to add that to the destinations in the background here.
What's that?
The new YouTube added to the destinations on StreamYard.
The new YouTube channel.
Yeah, the okay boomer.
Yeah, just search that. I don't even know what I have on there right now. Let's see what I have on there. Let's see. Uh, nope. I made it to start gaming on because I was gonna do like Fallout videos. There'll probably be Fallout videos. It'd be like a lot of video gaming
Right.
videos with me talking about politics a lot while I'm playing video games.
Well, all right.
Yeah. So And then I'm gonna do another page. I don't know if I still have that stupid fan page that I had. Let's see. No, I got the Stafford fan, but I'm just gonna change that. Mhm. So, okay, well, I appreciate y'all, and we'll let y'all go because I'm baked and I'm gonna work on these social media things. I do have I do have a PlayStation, and if any of y'all want to get on, and I'm gonna be doing some. That's another thing I wanted to say. I'm gonna be getting on and doing some gaming streams. Okay, I've got some ghost hunting games I just bought, like Phasmophobia, like demonologist or something. A bunch of like horror PC games. So let's see here. Let me pull up my Steam. Do-do-do-do-do. Mhm. Okay. Paste. So there's another link right there. I don't know if y'all can copy that or not, but
It should just open up to a direct link so they
okay.
can click it.
Sorry, y'all. There we go.
Tim Lovejoy says that it says private. Is your stream private?
Hmm. Mm, try this.
You try that. Wow.
Or just take the OK Boomer at OK Boomer, copy it, and Why is it not? What a piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
What a piece of shit you are, you son of a gun. You.
We're in a geographical oddity.
2 weeks from everywhere.
2 weeks from everywhere. We're dancing.
What the hell is going on here?
I don't know. We're dancing. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm so high right now.
Me too.
I don't know, man.
I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, are you gonna share that screen? You gonna share that screen?
Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Oh my god, all I had to do was hit.
I
Oh,
have been waiting on
what
you
was
just
the
to
button?
hit.
I just had to hit the add to stage button.
Yes,
Why didn't you say that, dude?
because I
Why
didn't
do you
know
like
what.
to watch me squirm?
Because it's
I
beautiful.
thought you were my friend.
I am your friend. I'm still on here, ain't I?
Oh my god.
Kept looking down. I'm like, I would go to share it, and then
Jesus.
it would go away. And I'm like, what? What the hell's that? What is really going on here, people?
Anyways, okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer. Can I make that bigger? Can I make it full screen?
Can
Okay, y'all. Love y'all. Good night.